what are my most anticipated films of 2022? You know I had to talk about it, so stay tuned.
And here we go.
What's good, my fellow film fiends, and welcome once again. And yeah, I know you're thinking another top 10 list, another ranking list. Yeah, I know I'm beating you upside the head with these, and I promise it's gonna be the last one for a little while, but I had to talk about my most anticipated. Come on now, 2021 was phenomenal, and 2022 got a lot to do to catch up to it. So, in my opinion, they're looking good, and I'm like, let's talk about it. And with that being said, let's get it started. And I'm gonna start off with my honorable mentions, and it's quite a few this time again, but I'm gonna run by it quickly. And with the first honorable mention, I'm gonna have to give it to Avatar 2. It's been a while since the first one. I'm not gonna lie, my hype has it's very low compared to what it should be, but all it takes is one good trailer and I'll be on board. And with that being said, another film that actually comes out the exact same day, Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom. First film was pretty good. Script was weak at times, but I still enjoyed it. One of the best third acts that I've seen from any comic book movie to date. So my excitement is definitely there. And following that up, right after that is Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm not sure what to make of this film, but Ragnarok, I liked it a lot more than some people. Well, I liked it like the general audience does, and I know Twitter dislikes this film quite a bit, but yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was, definitely. And after that, I have keeping on line with the comic book films, I have Black Adam. The Rock is what worries me the most about this film. It's because of his film choices of late. It's left a lot to be desired, and I'm hoping he actually brings in this role, and hopefully all that talking he's been doing, it's worth it. And last, and the most anticipated for comic book films, in the honorable mentions, The Flash. And The Flash would have been in my top 10, but I've just had so much alarming news coming out of this, so I don't know what to make of this film. I just hope it's a good and concise film. That's all I ask for at this point. But yeah, like I said about Avatar 2, all it takes is one real good trailer, and I'm pretty sure I'll be on board for more. In my next honorable mention, I have Operation Fortune, and this is Jason Statham, one of my favorite actors that I like to watch his films, because you know what you're gonna get from him. He brings his type of acting in every film, and him and Guy Ritchie, they have this. Well, as you saw last year, number 19, I had Wrath of Man was Guy Ritchie in him. So that combo to me is just, they don't miss. They really don't miss. And after this, I have Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And I don't know how to describe this film. Check out the trailer if you have not. It's bonkers. And it's from the director of Shang-Chi, featuring Michelle Wu. And what more do you have to say? It deals with the multiverse, believe it or not. A film dealing with the multiverse that's not DC or Marvel. Insane. Check out the trailer, trust me. You'll see why it's on my list. And after that, I have a film called Don't Worry, Darling. And this is Olivia Wilde's second film, I believe. Her first one was Booksmart, which to me was pretty damn good. So yeah, I'm looking up to see what her follow-up film does, and it has an amazing cast. I believe the star of this film is Florence Pugh, so that has that going for it. And next up, I have Creed 3. Who would have thought this film got a franchise when the first film was announced? Rocky spinoff. And to me, man, to be honest, these Creed films have been amazing. Michael B. Jordan is easily one of my favorite actors to watch. He's from where I'm from, so he's a bit of an inspiration to say the least. And yeah, I loved 1, Two is good, not as good as one because Ryan Coogler didn't come back. And this is actually Michael B. Jordan directing this time, so I'm looking forward to see what he could do. And my next honorable mention I have, as you could see, The Gray Man. And The Gray Man is the Russo brothers. They're coming back directing. Their last film was last year's Cherry, which was not a very good movie to say the least. So they have a lot of making up to do. But this film, Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, and it's a spy espionage type film. Sign me up. That's all I gotta say. And last in my honorable mention, I have Knives Out 2. Yeah, the first Knives Out was amazing. This cast looks very stacked. Not as good as the first cast to me because they had some A-class actors in here. This one has some good ones as well. In this film, you have Daniel Craig coming back. You have Ethan Hawke. You have Jessica Henwick, who was in the latest Matrix film. So this cast is pretty stacked as well. So I'm looking forward to it. All right, so let's get straight into my top 10 without wasting any time. And the first film in my top 10, I have Bullet Train. It's starring Brad Pitt, Sandra Bullock, Michael Shannon's in there, Aaron Taylor-Joy, Zazie Beetz, and the director of John Wick. Psh, sign me up. So the premise is pretty simple. I believe it's a bunch of agents, spies, or whatever, or assassins that's in the train and they're stuck in there and they're trying to, I believe, take each other out. So that premise itself is bonkers, and the cast and director, that's all I need to hear to get me excited, to be honest. So, and right after that, I have The Northman. If you didn't see this trailer, what are you doing with your life? Because it was captivating. This is Robert Eggers that's coming back to direct, and to me, he's 1 for 2 because I didn't really care for The Witch, but I loved The Lighthouse, and I'm hoping they're not gonna be the same films, but I'm just hoping he keeps, I don't know, some type of elements more in line with The Lighthouse than with The Witch with this film. So I'm excited, definitely. And for my number 8 spot, I have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. You've seen Spider-Man No Way Home. You see where this is leading. You saw the trailers. There's nothing more I could say about this film. Sign me up. Day one, I'll be there. I'm excited. It's taking some elements from different stories that I was not expecting. I'm hyper excited for this film and I can't wait to see it. And after this, the next film I have here is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse, the first film of this, was easily one of my favorite films from that year and one of my favorite Spider-Man stories to date. So for me to be excited, oh my God. And then they had that little teaser, and the tone is right in line with the first one, and the directors are talking about they're going bigger and bolder and better. I mean, like, what else can I say? That's all I need to hear at this point. And at the number 6 spot, I have Babylon. This is Damien Chazelle coming back to direct. He's easily one of the best directors working and made one of my favorite films of all time in Whiplash. This cast is absurd. Margot Robbie, Brad Pitt once again. Those two alone is enough to grab me, and then you add the element of Damien Chazelle coming to direct this. And I believe this is set in older Hollywood. I believe it's the first silent film, something around those premises. I'm stoked for this film. And it's only not higher because I haven't seen much material. Show me some material and it's probably going to be fighting for that number 1 spot, to say the least. But after that, I have at the number 5 spot, Mission Impossible 7, a film that's been delayed year after year. I believe this was supposed to come out last year or 2 years ago. But the last Mission Impossible before this, Mission Impossible 6, I forgot the name that they went Fallout. There you go. Mission Impossible Fallout. Man. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to tell you where that ranks in my Mission Impossible. I'll probably do a ranking once this film comes out, if it ever comes out. But loved it. Absolutely loved it. And my excitement for this film is extremely high. And at number 4, I have The Killer. Yeah, David Fincher, one of my easily top three, two favorite directors of all time. Michael Fassbender. His choices in films are hit and miss, but him as an actor is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, you pair those two up, and you have my attention. And it's on Netflix, and Netflix is giving him free reign to do whatever he wants. Come on now, that's enough said. And next up at my number three spot, I have Disappointment Boulevard. Joaquin Phoenix, Ari Aster, who made one of the most bone-chilling horror films I've seen to date in Hereditary. And this is, I believe, I was told, I've heard it's a character study of such. And you have Joaquin Phoenix, who is a master at character study, type of characters. Joker, right behind here, he nailed it. And as you can see in this picture, the body transformation. Once again, it's giving me those vibes. For some reason, I have Oscars written all over this, so I'm excited, and it made my number three spot. And number two is a film that any given year would be number one, but just not this year. Number two, I have Killers of the Flower Moon. Martin Scorsese. A god in this game, absolute god. Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't have to sell this film. Well, they didn't have to sell this film any more than just dropping those two names for me. I don't care what this film involves. It could have been a film about Sesame Street, and I would have been excited for it. There's not much known about it from my standpoint, but it's been pretty much kept in wrapped as far as the story goes. But those two names, yeah, one of my favorite directors. I know I'm saying a lot in this list. It's just this list is coming out with heavy hitters this year. And one of my favorite actors, period, Leonardo, is just, he doesn't miss, doesn't phone it in, and I don't expect anything less. And last film they did together was Pure Magic and The Wolf of Wall Street. I expect nothing less from them at this time. So, and then number one, to no one's surprise, is The Batman. Yeah, what is there to be said? 2-3 trailers, and all of them look absolutely amazing. Every piece of material that's came out from this movie looks spectacular. Matt Reeves is gonna make magic. Is it gonna be the best Batman film, period? That's a different story. That's quite a task, to be handed down to you. But from what I've seen so far, this film is on its way to be great, and I'm excited. I haven't been this excited for a comic book film in been quite some time. It's been quite some time, and yeah, this film is filling the void. Robert Pattinson is giving me the Batman that we've never seen on screen yet, and Ben Affleck's the most comic accurate, or not the most, maybe the closest to being comic accurate, and his Batman it's up there from trailers and behind the scene pics and promotional pics. So I'm excited, man. I'm really, really excited for this film. And it's easily my number one film of the year, The Batman. And it comes out in 2 months. Yeah. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My top 10 most anticipated films of the year, including a bunch of honorable mentions. You know how I do it. And I hope you enjoyed this video, man, because I had a blast making it. And I can't wait to see all these films on my list. And I know there's going to be a lot of surprise coming out of nowhere, because my best of 2021, I believe the last 3 films were not even in my most anticipated for this year. They came out of nowhere. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of this year. But yeah. So until next time, I'm out.